Since not many big YouTubers are covering Infinite Warfare these days, I just wanted to briefly talk about some of the changes that are happening. Now normally, I would do some research and show examples of what exactly they changed and how it used to function. But some of these changes aren't even live yet, so it makes it difficult to do that. So first of all, if you weren't aware, they took the infected game mode out a few days ago because people were farming it for keys. It was actually pretty bad. I jumped in a game and saw one other active person, so there were over 15 people not playing. Now they re-added it just yesterday, November 18th. They made it so you have to push a button to spawn in now, and you'll also get kicked for inactivity. Hardcore mode got a bit of love in the latest patch as well. They added hardcore free-for-all as well as hardcore kill confirmed. Oddly though, they also seem to have removed hardcore defender. From my understanding, they didn't want to split the population even further with too many game modes. Next up, there was a prestige token glitch where if you unlocked a rig package, you couldn't actually use it. This was a slap in the face since it essentially wasted your prestige token. But thankfully, this appears to be fixed now. Probably the biggest takeaway from the patch is the nerfing of a few weapons, and in particular, the Volk. If you're like me and you strive to prestige as soon as possible, then you likely haven't used the Volk very much since it's unlocked so late. In fact, some of you may not even know what the Volk is. It's the AK-47 equivalent in this game. It had a huge 3-shot kill range and decent recoil. Thanks to the competitive scene overusing it, it was nerfed into the ground. They reduced the damage at range, reduced the hipfire accuracy, and decided to give it, quote, more violent ADS view kick. This sucker kicks like a mule now. Now I'm not sure how badly the 3-shot kill range was reduced, but it's pretty noticeable. Due to the severe recoil it now has, it's almost unusable. So those were the things already patched. However, yesterday Infinity Ward had a live stream where they talked about future changes. There were several things mentioned that I'd like to cover, as I'm sure not many people tuned into this. First of all, a huge change to the advanced UAV is coming. I've been asking this on Twitter for weeks now and never got a response from the developers. The Ghost perk will no longer counter the advanced UAV. So that means every single player will now appear when you call in the score streak. And this was a much needed buff. The cost of earning the advanced UAV wasn't worth it prior to this, and I for one can't wait for this to go into effect. I actually used my second prestige token on this in preparation for the buff. They also mentioned a lot of fine-tuning for certain objectives in game modes, such as the hardpoint spawning system, and even changing around some bomb locations. They also alluded to a brand new game mode coming this weekend. They said it should be a hit for those who love classic Call of Duty games. I imagine this will be some sort of classic mode without advanced movements, similar to what Advanced Warfare had. Next up, they discussed that more weapon variants with the de-atomizer strike are coming soon, with the next one being the Type 2. They also mentioned a few nerfs that are coming out. Of note, they said that they would be nerfing the aim assist on SMGs. If you watched Exclusive Ace's video about aim assist, he mentioned that the SMGs actually needed a buff in regards to this. So I'm not sure why they're discussing making it worse than it already is. They also said that they were nerfing the KBAR assault rifle, which was very much unexpected to me. As it stands now, the first 2 bullets fired have decreased recoil, and they're making it so only the first bullet has this now. This will basically cause a slight increase in recoil. Then they mentioned several nerfs coming to some rig payloads when it comes to objective game modes. In particular, active camo when planting or defusing a bomb will be reduced, so it'll no longer last the entire plant. They also mentioned that the Bull Charge and Reaper's Rewind were going to be nerfed when it comes to holding objective items, such as the ball or a flag. Apparently, there were some glitches happening with these payloads. They also said that new weapon variants were coming out, and get this, they'll be craftable, so not supply drop exclusives, and that's definitely good news. Of course, they didn't list any specifics, just that there would be legendaries, rares, and epics. Everyone on the live stream was asking about the leaderboards, and they mentioned that these would be coming out shortly. They also said that they'll be adjusting the key rate, which is definitely a good thing, so players will soon be earning more keys than before. I wanted to mention that they did discuss complaints they heard about the foregrip attachment, which if you weren't aware is pretty bad in this game, but it sounded like they weren't willing to adjust it just yet, which was kind of disappointing. But at least they'll monitor it. Lastly, they talked about what they called, quote, secret stuff coming out. And I'm 99% sure this involves some sort of league play, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. And that's about all I wanted to discuss here. Many of you probably weren't even aware that they live streamed these updates, so I just wanted to get some of this information out to my subs that actually play Infinite Warfare. I know a lot of people despise this game, but I'm having as much fun as I've ever had playing a Call of Duty game.